Wait. Oh, man, that's one of the legendary ice cream men in my city.
Oh, yeah?
What a goat, yeah.
We wouldn't have passed that ice cream truck if I didn't make a wrong turn.
Exactly, bro. That's them we've been saying all day, all the synchronicities, man.
I know. I'm music journalist Miki Hellerbach. Here on The Spot, musicians take me to their favorite hometown places where food and nostalgia meet. Today, we're talking with Moreno Valley multifaceted vocalist Asha Imuno. Asha is a virtuoso of genreless coming-of-age stories. Last year, that all culminated in the release of his dynamic album, Pins and Needles, and continues this year with his expanded universe of Black Sugar. Hey, man, what's good?
Good to see you.
Great seeing you. This is it.
Yeah,
This is the stomping grounds. You used to skip school to come here.
Oh yeah, all the time. Cause we were all like the kids with good grades that also smoke weed and skate. So it's like we'll come here, cram real quick, go to school.
So what was so great about this spot in particular for you and your friends when you would come here?
I mean, it's really good, of course.
Yeah.
And as like a family vibe, it's very chill. For us, trying to be low key, like you're not gonna run into a teacher or like your family or whatever.
Yeah.
But also it's very cheap. On a summer day, you come in here, get you a nice Jamaica with the ice, not too much ice, with some zucchini fries, that's my go-to, bro. Maybe the avocado burger. I'm hungry today, so that might be what we do, bro.
All right, man. I'm hungry now just because you said that. Let's go inside. Let's get it.
I feel like this was one of the spaces, you know, for me in high school, me and my closest friends would come here after school, during school sometimes, and like, just kick it. It's so peaceful, it's good food, always good energy. It's like a family vibe. We just appreciate you. That's part of why it's so important that we could come here and, you know, put a magnifying glass on somewhere that's so big to us that the rest of the world might not even know, you know?
Thank you. I wish you the best. I wish you the best, okay? From my heart. I wish one day you'll be more famous than Michael Jackson.
Hey. Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, so we got to do zucchini fry first. We can't keep looking at these without eating them.
Mandatory.
All right, cool. We'll do the same time. I'll give you my honest,
I need your first
real reaction. Oh, wow.
Was I playing?
Yeah, you were not playing. Those are real deal. These are absolutely the best zucchini fries I've ever had.
It's like still hot and juicy on the inside. It's not slimy,
Yeah.
not too salty.
All right, burger time. Moment of truth.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is like taking me back, right?
What was like the earliest musical memory of someone was playing this in the house and this thing really stuck with you?
Being in the car, like we're on our way from church,
Yeah.
and the music gradually shifts from gospel to like R&B, and then we're all the way into like Michael Jackson, and like, you know, I wanted to be Michael Jackson when I was little.
You had the glove and the loafers. He had that.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Every day.
To my understanding, there was like some sort of family band that had to do with some gospel influence and then also sort of the R&B in the house and maybe mixing the two.
I mean, my grandmother was in a band with my grandfather in the 80s. It was more so like jamming. Like,
Okay.
I remember a couple times around the holidays, like my uncle would come around who plays bass, or like my uncle would come around who plays the keys. He's a producer, my uncle Vicious Man Funk. Like, it's organic. Like,
Yeah.
my mom doesn't really know how to play the drums, but she's on the drums. Like, it's a natural, innate desire to just like be musical. A lot of the way that me and my sister bond,
Yeah.
like, is me just taking all her music because she has the most impeccable music taste.
Thank
Oh,
you.
okay. Cool. So what were you listening to that you were passing to him?
Ooh, a lot. It would range. I think I took a lot of it from Guitar Hero 3.
Yes.
My dad kind of gave us the rock aspects, Metallica, Nirvana. And then I started to really get into hip hop, probably from my older brother. He introduced us to Tribe. And then my dad kind of expanded on that.
Okay, what is your favorite thing that your sister's ever shown you?
Ooh, that's a really, really, really tough one. But off the top of my head, I feel like we bonded a lot over NERD. Like, a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially Fly or Die. Amy Winehouse recently. I've been listening to a lot of Amy.
Yeah.
Deja like loves Amy Winehouse.
That was the first CD I ever got.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Michael Jackson, NERD, Amy
Yeah.
Winehouse, Asha Imuno. Were you playing anything in the jam sessions when your families would gather?
I mentioned Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah.
I loved that game so much, I had to beat it on expert mode, and it made me get a bass.
Yeah.
So I was the bassist. I had no skill,
Yeah.
but we were doing it.
Yeah.
We were doing it. I would
bass, I got
play the
the
bass.
guitar.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta give that game its flowers because I feel like it put a lot of young black kids onto alternative and rock music that otherwise would not have found it.
How does your sort of familial upbringing with music, how does that relate to your familial upbringing with food?
That tugs a heartstring for me. It just makes me think about Bromo. Like,
Yeah.
my grandmother, we call her Bromo. She was like the person in my family that just always was throwing down in the kitchen. She had this legendary burger, actually.
The Penton burger.
The Penton. This is oh my goodness. But also she was the first person that like I sat next to at a piano and like showed me how to play chords. So it's like very interwoven, and the feeling for me of like being in San Diego is very much like I think about swimming in the pool at my grandmother's house, us, running around and just like hearing good music, and all of the countless choir rehearsals and like band practice and stuff like that because she was playing in churches and stuff.
I gotta know what's in that burger.
She taught me how to make it.
Oh.
You have to get ground beef from a specific place, so it's very high quality, but she would just do, I think it was just onion powder, salt, pepper, and accent. And she wouldn't even use buns. She would just use regular bread, but it was just for some reason the best burger
No
ever.
toppings really or anything on
Nothing.
it either.
Okay, thank you, Deja.
Coming through.
Appreciate you. Yeah. Let's talk about your uncle. So how would you describe your relationship with him and what he means to you as like a musician?
My uncle Vicious, since way before I was born, has been a producer. Like he's heavy in the game. Coming up in San Diego, I mean, he's worked with people like E40 and MC Hammer and Tech Nine. He's done a lot of stuff.
Oh, great.
So as a kid, just being able to see his studio kind of normalized the idea of like, oh, there's a process of making music, and that can be all that you do for your life.
I like how you said that you had, it was your first example of like a space to actually do the thing that you wanted to do, but there was also a place in your middle school that was part of that too, right?
That's crazy. Thinking about it like that, it was definitely a slow build because around middle school was when I joined the music program. That's the place I needed to be. After school, I'm in the band room till like 5 p.m. because my band director would just let me learn. So I started on the trombone. I worked my way up and learned like 6 different instruments. Maybe not super proficient in all of them, but it's vocabulary at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think that was like, okay, I can write out the music that I'm hearing in my head.
Well, it makes sense a little bit with how you've described your uncle's sort of his own space that he's producing in, that you like found what felt like a space in your school where you could create and form stuff on your own. But when do you find your voice?
The first thing that I ever made was like, I had this big old Mac with the big booty in the back, like with the fan broken.
Yeah.
I'm just making beats off the keyboard in GarageBand. And
Nice.
I recorded in my voice, and it was like so melodic. It was like a full R&B song.
Yeah.
And I took that and was like, I don't know if like using my voice is for me, but this is the direction I can start in. The idea of being able to do it all yourself in your room was really attractive to me because there at the time weren't very many studios out here.
Right.
It became, I guess, a way for me to just practice storytelling. And I don't think anything is more storytelling than hip hop, to be honest. So it's like, it kind of became this natural progression where I was feeling so much emotionally, just with like my family and coming up and whatever, that it became an outlet for me to just write rhymes. But then my junior year of high school, I started just quietly putting shit up on SoundCloud. And I would tell like one friend. And then they tell my other friend. And then one thing led to another, and people at my high school were like, oh, this is pretty good. I put out my mixtape.
Yeah.
It was called Full Disclosure. 2019, I dropped it.
Yeah.
And locally, they just showed me so much love. Like, people from different high schools, like everybody in my high school, they're like putting me on the announcements and stuff. It was a way to also kind of feel accepted.
Is there a main memory that fuses what Harry's as a place means to you and your self-discovery of becoming the musician that you would eventually become?
I specifically, vividly remember this one day. We came to Harry's, we were super gassed, and we jumped in the car, and we had the little to-go plate, and it was me and my homie Dylan. And he was one of the first people that I played a full song to. And it was my song Big Words off my album Virtuoso.
Nice.
And he was like stunned. He was like, bro, like, I seen you come up. I seen you doing all this stuff you're talking about in the song. Whatever you do, I'm like here for it. Like I'm in your corner. You're gonna go crazy. Like keep going and put on for where you're from. And that's the thing is like, there are a lot of people who are from here who might have even been here, might have even ran these same streets, and you would never know because they leave and they get the transplant fever and they're like, no, I'm from LA. No, I'm from New York. I'm from wherever, you know?
Yeah.
And respect. But I think to be a person who can like kind of full circle bring it back here and be like, yeah, we've done everything that we've done up to this point.
Yeah.
Let's channel the energy back to where we're from.
Yeah.
It's priceless, for sure.
Cool. Couldn't have said it better myself. You ready to take a ride?
Let's do it.
I was working at the first restaurant I ever worked at. I was a busboy, and my boss, who was like the head chef, gave me a piece of baguette with duck liver pate and strawberry marmalade and handed it to me as I was going from the front of the restaurant to the back of the restaurant.
Wait, you gotta run that back from me.
Yeah.
It was duck liver.
A sliced baguette, piece of bread, duck liver pate, and a house-made strawberry marmalade. And I ate it, and I was like, whoa, like, food can do this? But anyway, the reason I'm telling you all of this is because the name of that restaurant was Clementine.
Wow. Full circle, bro.
Full circle. You have a song called Clementine on Pins and Needles.
Yes, sir.
That is my favorite song on Pins and Needles, regardless of my affiliation to it. Yeah. But you also have a song called Honey. So for both of those songs, or that in general, you have a few references. I believe Mickey D's and Green Beans is like 2 lines that are back to back on the album.
Yeah. Yo, you're connecting some shit for me right now.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
You got some food references specifically on Pins and Needles. So I wanted, as we're sort of leaving the restaurant and going to our next location, I wanted to ask you specifically about those food references. If you intentionally put food into your music, if there's a correlation, or if those sort of naturally come to be, and what the significance of Clementine is specifically.
In the same way that we talk about the way that food can trigger memory, it's very much that. Like, so much of Pins and Needles is about growth, change, nostalgia, embracement for what's yet to be. So I think, like, in that way, I can kind of, even in myself, elicit this feeling of home and childhood and nostalgia. Also, like, with Clementine, it's, like, very much inspired, actually, by, you ever seen the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, this whole idea of the sound of distant memories, like, I take you, and there's, like, this whole soundscape at the end of the song. That's one of my favorite parts of the album. And it's crazy that you say it's your favorite, because it's my favorite song, too, on the album. But it's supposed to really, like, feel like your life is flashing before your eyes. And the sweetness of it, of course, it's like Clementine, the character from Eternal Sunshine. Yeah. And it's like, I'm kind of speaking to my Clementine.
Yeah.
But it's also such a bittersweet moment. And it's a little bit sour, which I think is kind of where, like, it felt perfect.
Flavor notes.
Exactly.
For sure. I wanted to talk about Pins and Needles a little bit generally. Pins and Needles and, like, the sensation has to do with sort of some level of anticipation.
Exactly.
And to me, the album does a really cool job in thematically and sonically of showing sort of how close the anxiety of anticipation is with the sort of elation or euphoria of anticipation.
Yes.
So anxiety and euphoria are like right next to each other, and you sort of go back and forth between the feelings of both. How do you feel? Is that accurate?
That's so beautifully put, bro. Like, oh my God. Yes, that's exactly the feeling that we were trying to convey. It's a lot of like tension building and then hard stops is a big thing. Like, especially moments of juxtaposition. Like, Watch My Step comes at a point in the track list where it's like halfway through the album, there's this beautiful journey, we kind of get some sadness, we get some elation, and you're just punched in the face with these strobing lights and this in this dark room, and it's kind of just me getting my shit off. You're anticipating the worst sometimes, or like, being so stuck on a moment that you can't anticipate the next thing that's coming. But then there's like moments like Oozing, where it feels like the walls of that room kind of just fall down, and you get to just be wherever that room was keeping you from realizing you were. Oh my goodness, it's like kind of pulling some heartstrings to even think about the process of making that song, because it was like the most emotive, emotional release, cathartic type of moment. It's a song that I hope people can kind of just live with and find their own peace in. But for me, it was like like in the studio, tearfully writing and recording this song that felt like I was kind of like giving myself permission to just acknowledge that sometimes I don't feel good, and that's part of like the journey too. I have a super mom, like she fully raised us, but she also works super long hours, so it was really me and Deja a lot of the time. And she knew I could take care of myself, so I'd be out like in the park with a notepad at like, at midnight, one in the morning.
Some people like write in coffee shops and stuff or different places. You would write in the park, lyrics.
Yeah, I'll write, just like bring a blanket with me, pull my car up, throw a blanket down and lay down and just think.
Cool. What do you think it was about the park that sort of made it feel like a sort of open space where you would want to write bars?
It's grounding. I believe in the energy of trees in like a spiritual way, like they're almost like an ancestor or something,
Yeah, they are. They have history, for sure. What's the energy that you're bringing to the new stuff that you got coming?
Man, it's fun.
Yeah.
I think like Pins and Needles is cathartic.
Yeah.
It's something that, for me, kind of catalyzed an awakening.
Yeah.
Emotionally, spiritually, in probably every way I can think of. It was a process that took 4 years.
Yeah.
And there's so much beauty in that. You can kind of hear me growing up as you listen to it top to bottom.
Definitely.
But coming off the back of that, I kind of wanted to just let go. And with Black Sugar, my most recent project, it's like this feeling of just stream of consciousness, more up-tempo, more dance-friendly, like
Got it.
making Pins and Needles, and then touring it and getting to see different parts of the world and experience, different styles of music or ways of like celebrating nightlife, and like being in New York and going to dance clubs for the first time.
Yeah.
Completely changed my perspective, bro. Like, came home and was like, nah, we need to put that feeling back into this.
So we talked earlier at Harry's about the intentionality and your friend talking to you about the necessity of not forgetting where you come from. How do you still bring the IE, Moreno Valley, the parks that you grew up in, the places behind us where you skated, Harry's, all of the feeling of here? How do you bring that to I guess, a more worldly perspective on things?
Yeah, I mean, definitely more worldly. I think it's just like maintaining my identity throughout all of it. Like, and as these new experiences color the way that I see the world around me, still letting that pass through the lens of where I'm from is the thing. And that's like, you can kind of feel it in some of the textures in the new music, like leaning even further into where I'm from at the same time as experimented with sounds that have never really presented themselves in my music. I think it's also four-dimensional with the Black Sugar experiments, with everything that we're doing to translate it so that people can reach out and feel it.
Yeah.
I think, maybe without even knowing it, in an understated way, people get a window into
who I am, who the closest people to me are, like what thoughts and feelings we're trying to get off in a way that doesn't really overbear.
Right. No matter where you go in the world, all of these different spots that you have grown within and formulated the sort of base level of who you are going to exist in a way, shape, or form, at least subtextually, in whatever that you do.
Exactly. Beautifully put. I couldn't say it better.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to hear this music.
Yeah, me too, man. Sounds cool. Episode 1 of The Spot. Asha Imuno, my man.
Miki, it's great.
Appreciate you.
It's great to do this, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate you having me on the first one.
Yeah.
It's an honor, man.
Yes, sir.
For real.
Had to do it. See you on the next one.
This one we opened in 2010,
2010. Very
40
cool.
years ago, yes.
Wild. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. And what was like the biggest moment of being Aries for you? Like, what were the big monumental moments of because it's now a franchise.
I don't
It's
know.
an
It's
amazing
it wasn't not just targeting only the money. It was just job I like to serve people and be happy and be useful in the society.
thing. Yeah.
And after they combine what you like the job with money.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you provided like a refuge for all of these
Yes,
kids. Yeah.
you see.
It's not just him, it's all of him and his homies too.
You see, he starts singing, babe, because he like it, and after, the money they come. First, you have to find a job where you really enjoy to do it,
Yeah.
and after, it's gonna come money and sometimes glory.